We should be shocked by the recent coverage of the BBC of the attacks on Al-Aqsa Mosque by the Israeli police. How is it that Britain's state broadcaster is describing the storming of Al-Aqsa Mosque, beating up of worshippers there, as clashes? Somehow as viewers we've become numbed to this misrepresentation of the way Israel treats Palestinians. As it so often does, the BBC stripped out vital context. It quoted uncritically from an Israeli police statement that referred to the Muslims at Al-Aqsa as agitators. It accused them of disturbing public order and desecrating the mosques simply for worshipping there. It then conferred further legitimacy on the police actions by describing the seizure of hundreds of worshippers as arrests. It followed the political agenda of the Israeli police. It didn't act as a neutral, objective reporting organisation. A central but unstated premise at the heart of the BBC's reporting was made explicit in its headline. It referred to Al-Aqsa as a contested holy site. But Al-Aqsa is only contested in the imagination of the most extreme Israeli government ministers and a craven BBC. So what's going on here? How did we get to the situation where the BBC and other Western media are deciding that the Israeli police are the arbiters of what's right and wrong at Al-Aqsa, as though they're simply enforcing law and order rather than there to enforce an Israeli occupation? Why does this journalistic failure always operate in one direction only? Why does it always come at the detriment of the Palestinian people rather than Israel? This is part of a pattern of editorial choices being made by the BBC. They're presenting Israel as a judicious actor, being rational, making mature decisions, whereas Palestinians are presented as children with tantrum-like behaviour and unintelligible urges they can't control, with the implication that they're hostile to Jews rather than they're resisting an occupation by the Israeli state. There's a reason why Palestinian actions look unintelligible, and that's because the BBC is stripping out the context that would make them intelligible to their viewers. The BBC, as the UK state broadcaster, is there to reflect British foreign policy goals. Israel is seen as the linchpin of a US-led Western hegemony in the oil-rich Middle East. The existence of a highly militarized Jewish state is seen as useful because it's there as a bulwark against an Arab nationalism that might rise up were Israel not creating division among Arab states. And that might interfere with Western domination of that oil-rich region. Through its coverage, the BBC reveals that it's not there to serve its viewers. It's not there to act as a watchdog on power. It's there to support British foreign policy. The BBC's job is to lull us into a state where we see Israeli violence as always justified and Palestinian resistance as always abhorrent. It doesn't serve you, it serves the British state.